this Christmas, or Valentine's Day, whenever this video is coming out, we're going to do something special. That's right, we're going to take a look at a beloved Christmas film that got tainted by a bland, unnecessary, and just overall terrible sequel. But you probably already read the title of this video already, so this gag is pointless. Have you ever heard of Home Alone?
That's right, Home Alone, the classic Christmas movie series that already had a sequel, and, well, it's arguably just as good, if not better than the first one.
I would disagree, though, because this scene gave me nightmares.
Regardless, the trend just kept going as they made another super bland sequel, which I'm skipping for reasons I don't want to explain.
We think he intercepted a top-secret electronic device stolen from a Defense Department contractor by a group of international criminals working for a North Korean terrorist organization.
Period.
I mean, that says it all, really.
You guys give up, or you're thirsty for more?
And then there's this. Home Alone 4, Taking Back the House.
This movie came out in 2002 on November 3rd. Way to nail the timing for a Christmas movie, guys.
Oh, wait. I'm not one to talk, am I?
This movie is actually special from the third installment because this time they decided to go back to having the story revolve around Kevin and his family.
And boy, did they make absolutely no attempts to cast these characters like their originals.
Take Kevin's mom, for instance. Not seeing the resemblance here.
Kevin!
No, that's not how you do it. It's you gotta be more...
Kevin!
Yeah, that.
I don't know, maybe it's one of those things you have to warm up to. Or how about Buzz? That's not Buzz! It's not even close! They're gonna tell me his girlfriend is played by Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, Buzz, your girlfriend. Woof!
And Kevin's practically a toddler. Like, lost his way to the set of Barney and Friends toddler.
At first I thought maybe this was a prequel or something, but no. Full-blown sequel, and somehow the characters got younger.
If you're gonna fuck this up so bad, why not just make this a different family altogether? Did they think not having Kevin in Home Alone 3 was the reason it got such poor reception? Because I can tell you right now.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
It was more than that.
Oh, and get this. The movie starts with Kevin being upset that his dad won't be with them for Christmas. Why? Because his parents are divorced.
Because every Home Alone revolved around heartbreakingly real family issues.
This Christmas isn't gonna be any fun.
Well, of course it will. I mean, we're gonna do all the same things we've always done. Be with family and friends, put cookies and milk out for Santa. It's gonna be just the same.
You know, apart from being abandoned by her family and then assaulted by criminals. Kevin's dad shows up and offers the kids to stay at his fiance's place for Christmas, because I guess Kevin's dad has always been a massive dick. But the kids all refuse, clearly because they have a soul and don't want to leave their recently divorced mom alone for Christmas. That is, until Kevin's mom leaves him alone with Buzz as his babysitter.
I'll stay home alone.
No,
I've done it before.
don't remind me.
Yeah, cute movie. You know, after the first two Home Alones, you think she'd never want to leave the house without him again. Have him on like a dog leash or some shit.
Kevin once again feels invisible to his family and takes a taxi to his dad's fiance's, and coincidence of all coincidences, it just so happens to be the target for French Stewart and his lady friend.
Nice house, huh, Pumpkin?
Sure is, Marv.
Yeah, French Stewart is supposed to be playing Marv. Wait, he's Marv? The fuck's he doing with Harry's hat then? Did the people who made this even watch the first two?
No joke, I honestly thought that French Stewart was supposed to be the replacement for Joe Pesci. Yeah, that's how much faith I have in the casting for this movie.
You bomb me with one more can cake, and I'll snap up your cojones and boil the motor oil!
What, you think I'm funny? Funny like a clown? Do I fucking amuse you?
You know who would have been a better Marv? Macaulay Culkin.
I'm sure that joke's already been done, but I don't care.
Kevin is welcomed with open arms and meets his soon-to-be stepmother in her fancy-ass home complete with a butler and a maid.
Oh, and Prescott, give Kevin a house key.
If you say so, ma'am.
We also get introduced to the new gimmick for this movie.
This is a smart house, Kevin. It does whatever you tell it to.
Yes, a smart home.
Fire out. Curtains open.
Movie off.
Wow, I think I'm gonna like it here.
Movie off.
Think you'll be comfortable here?
I'll say. Thanks, Natalie. This is gonna be the best Christmas ever.
Movie off.
And like goddamn clockwork, Kevin's dad and his girlfriend leave for the evening, and Kevin uses this time to harass the help.
It's called a dumbwaiter.
Why is it called a waiter?
Because it carries food.
Why is it called dumb?
Because it doesn't speak or ask countless idiotic questions.
Wait. So he just said Kevin isn't dumb. Because that's what he was doing. The opposite of why dumbwaiters are called dumb. Huh?
Remember that montage of Kevin fucking around at home in the first movie? Well, we get one here too.
Wow, I feel good.
Jesus.
This isn't a kid's movie, it's fucking terrifying. Look at that face. That is not the face of an innocent child.
So good,
No, 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 no.
so good.
Oh, thank God.
Feel nice, like sugar and spice.
Yeah, you know what? I often enjoy watching Young Frankenstein in between BMX bike marathons as well. The fuck's this even doing on during Christmas?
So after that, the maid decides she needs to leave the house too for plot convenience. Marv and his lady friend use this opportunity to scout out the home. This time around, the plan is to kidnap a prince that Marv and his friend knows will be visiting this house for Christmas.
This is weird to me.
So yeah, kidnap a kid, especially one labeled a prince, and you'll get money for the ransom, but in the other Home Alones, Marv and Harry were just burglars robbing houses for money.
You're telling me that they're breaking into this fancy-ass house just to scout it out for a kidnapping?
Alarm off.
They even have a remote to shut off security. Why couldn't they just rob this place and leave it at that? Kevin gets wise to what's happening and just seems so shocked to see Marv breaking into a house that he's staying in for the third fucking time.
It is! It's Marv!
Holy fuckballs, he's come for revenge for all the brain damage I've inflicted on him. Kevin does the sensible thing and tries to get a hold of the butler to tell him what's going on, but he's suspiciously not responding. So it's time for Kevin to handle this himself. Again. But instead of the insane and hilarious prep work Kevin put into thwarting the bad guys all those other times, he just turns on the world's most dangerous and impractical shower, giving true meaning to the name Wet Bandits.
Hello, Marv.
What? Long time no see. Huh, kid?
Is that the prince?
No, that's Kevin. Kevin, Vera, Vera, Kevin.
You know, I've tried to kill this little bastard twice. Good times.
That ain't him. Let's get out of here before somebody sees us.
Yeah, I think we got the lay of the land.
Wait. What?
I'll be back.
Fucking what?
Why in the holy hell would Marv, a man who should be completely aware of what Kevin is capable of and who, again, attempted to kill this kid over the sheer inconvenience he brought him, just walk away? Especially after openly stating in front of Kevin,
I'll be back.
The fuck is going on here? Why would Marv be so stupid? You know, I may just need to eat my own words this time around. In fact, you know what? They've depicted Marv perfectly in this movie, even down to him not being played by Daniel Stern.
ladies and gentlemen, what we're witnessing here is a broken man, beaten and abused to the point where he doesn't even know who he is anymore. He forgot how to rob houses. His new obsession is stealing kids, and he doesn't even know why. Not even when the reason is staring right back at him.
This man has become so traumatized, his brain practically beaten into scrambled eggs, that he only sees a stranger when he looks in the mirror now. We're seeing this film through Marv's eyes, people.
He can't even process what Kevin looks like anymore. All he remembers is some little blonde kid. To him, every little kid is Kevin, and he just happened to cross paths with the exact same one without realizing it. Too caught up in his ill-conceived conquest of kidnapping children and sticking nails through their bare feet. Why that, Marv doesn't even know anymore, just that it feels like the right thing for him to do.
Is it a stretch? Yes. Do I stick by it? Yes. Am I losing my goddamn mind? Yes.
It's a major award.
Kevin's dad and his girlfriend come home and are reasonably upset about him flooding the house, especially when the butler shows up to say that he was just in the bathroom and didn't notice any robbers. Kevin starts getting suspicious and checks the surveillance cameras only to find the footage of the burglars breaking in is missing.
Oh my god, that fucking face!
What's with the scream fading away?
What are you doing here?
And then the next shot he's just chilling in the chair with no problem. Anyway, Kevin suspects the butler is in on the kidnapping attempt, but of course nobody believes him.
I think you're right.
I am?
Yeah, you do have an overactive imagination.
Kevin's dad, assuming Kevin flooded a fancy-ass house out of frustration over him divorcing his mom, gets him back into the holiday spirit by having them do a tree decorating montage. Such a happy and wholesome moment in a family movie. Time to interrupt it with more divorce talk.
Adult relationships are just complicated. Sometimes when two people get married really young, like your mom and I did, you just end up feeling kind of...
You missed out on some things.
Yeah. I mean, just because you grow up on the outside doesn't mean you want to stop having fun, enjoying life.
Weird. You know, I'd assume they divorced because they realized they were awful parents after losing the same kid twice. Both times during Christmas!
You know, we're about halfway through the movie, and we've yet to see the dad's girlfriend do something bad.
I know, this sounds weird, but we're all thinking it. She has to be evil, right?
There has to be a point where Kevin's dad realizes he's made a huge mistake in trusting this lady. She's super nice, super forgiving, is spoiling Kevin rotten. What's the catch? Well, there is this scene where Kevin and his dad find the Christmas tree they decorated now looks completely different.
Oh, that's my fault. I have a standing appointment with the tree decorators every year, and in all the excitement, I forgot to cancel.
No, that's not very bad. I mean, she's just rich and forgetful.
The biggest crime here is how shitty her apology is.
Are you ever gonna forgive me?
God, what a bitch.
Still, though, not villain worthy, but you still know it's gonna be coming. Her true colors are gonna show.
But anyway, it's the night of the big Christmas party, and once again Kevin's dad and his girlfriend run off to go pick the prince up at the airport. Enter again Marv and his lady friend disguised as caterers.
It's the burglars! Mr. Prescott! It's Marv! I guess you already knew that, though.
Kevin locks the butler up in the freezer and finds Marv and company in his room ready to set up a trap for the prince.
Get in the bag.
Me? Why don't you get in the bag?
Because I'm the boss. Get in the bag, Vera.
I want to get in the bag.
Vera, just get in the bag, please.
Giving Kevin the opportunity to unleash lasting bodily harm on Marv once again.
Door open.
Yeah, that would seem painful, but by this point, Marv's had the misfortune of running into Kevin so many times, he probably doesn't even have testicles anymore. I think I'm starting to root for the bad guys now.
Kevin disposes of the sticky bandits and interrupts his dad and girlfriend's announcement of getting married. It's something they decided to do when they found out that the prince's flight was canceled, but it's not important. Oh, and Kevin killed the butler.
Kevin! Look what you did, you little jerk!
Kevin's now on thin ice. Get it? For causing a ruckus again and calls his mom, who's crying over It's a Wonderful Life?
Oh, oh, come on. It's a Wonderful Life, really? That brings you to tears? Besides, we all know this movie's better in French.
Il est inutile d'attendre 24 heures et je n'ai aucun conseil à demander. C'est tout décidé, je sais ce que j'ai à dire. C'est non, non, en aucun cas.
Later that night, Kevin's dad's girlfriend comes in to have a talk with him.
Good. Because if you ever do anything like that again, you'll be out of this house so fast your head will spin. Say your father's getting divorced. Boo-hoo. Everyone's parents get divorced. That's life. You'll get over it.
Ah, there it is. I knew she had to be a bad mamma jamma.
How could you threaten sweet little Kevin like that? Especially when you could probably rig your house to give you a hysterectomy in seconds flat.
Just saying, lady. You're fronting in the wrong neighborhood.
No, Kevin doesn't go all jigsaw on her, but he does set the house up for another invasion. Almost as if he knew the next scene would be his dad and stepmom leaving him alone in the house again to get the prince. He's got a sixth sense for these kind of things now.
There used to be such a charm to how Kevin would set up his impromptu traps. You know, lead his attackers to another area where he'd have more set up for them. There's this whole big plan he would have, and we as an audience would get to watch it unfold on screen.
But now it's just gotten lazy. And sure enough, here come Marv & Co., and Kevin begins once again by locking the butler up in the wine cellar.
Oh, boy, am I glad to see you. The kidnappers are coming, but this time I'm one step ahead of them, and I locked their accomplice in the basement. Is this a perfect plan or what?
It would be, dear, except for one thing. Prescott is not their accomplice. I am.
Oh, shit!
I honestly didn't see that coming. I didn't expect this movie to try to be clever and misleading. Went all Agatha Christie in this motherfucker. Now Kevin's locked in the wine cellar with the butler, and this movie does get one thing right as far as consistency goes, as we see Kevin befriend an older person he started off the movie being terrified of.
That's such a niche thing to tie in with the first two movies. How'd they get that but then fuck up everything else?
Fortunately for these two, the butler has a cell phone on him, and for whatever reason he gives it to Kevin, who then proceeds to call his mom.
Yeah, you know what would have been a better choice? Oh, I don't know, the police? Maybe?
Wait, Kevin, I can't hear you.
It's probably because I'm locked in a wine cellar.
No, honey, I can't hear you. There's too much static.
Right, Kevin's mom can't hear him because the line is staticky, even though it was fine when Buzz picked up the first few times.
Are you calling to say Merry Christmas?
Mom, are you there?
Sweetheart!
Are you there, Mom?
Kevin!
And the cell phone's battery dies. Because of course it does. Kevin's mom calls his dad, and the two get worried about Kevin's well-being. I mean, I would be too if I hadn't seen the sneaky little bastard around for a good couple of hours.
Natalie, you go get the Royals. I'm gonna go back and check on Kevin.
What now?
Yeah, something's up. I can sense it. Maybe you have to be a parent.
That's not fair. You know how much I care about kids.
How much do you care about my kid?
Ouch, lady. Oh, you just got told. For some reason.
I feel like what we saw between Kevin's dad and his fiancée didn't warrant him suddenly assuming she doesn't care about him, even if it does turn out to be true.
Peter, he's manipulating you. Can't you see the pattern? Every time we leave the house, he pulls something. He's just trying to get your attention and sabotage me.
Yeah, she accused Kevin of manipulating his dad, but she only knew him for a couple of days, 2 of which involved him damaging her property. Nothing about her saying that hinted at her real threats towards Kevin.
I mean, I want her to get told off and all, but I just expected something better. Don't really know why. And meanwhile,
Kevin busts out of the cellar using the dumbwaiter and gets to utilize his very, very specific traps.
Marv, honey, you in there?
Shut up, Vera.
Well, okay, I'm just trying to...
Shut up, you moron.
Hey, I'm no moron.
How would Kevin predict that Vera would be on the other side of the door while Marv was trapped?
And how many times does poor Marv need to get hit in his no longer existing ball sack? Poor guy probably pisses blood on a regular basis as it is.
And that fucking laugh, man. The fuck is wrong with this kid? He's gone from just being happy to be alive to straight up sadomasochism.
So the two robbers end up getting flung into a chandelier and dropped to their certain doom. Actually, they're fine, but the hell was with the toccata and fugue? And why didn't the chandelier fall? Anybody else get the vibe that the chandelier would fall on them? It's like, I don't know, Chekhov's chandelier or something. If you're gonna hang your antagonist from a chandelier, then it better damn well come crashing down.
I don't know, maybe they thought it'd just be too violent to have the whole thing fall down on top of them.
Harry, don't move.
More.
Nah.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Good night.
Mr. Prescott!
Fancy seeing you here, you son of a bitch. Don't bother explaining how you got out of a locked cellar, though. We honestly don't care. So both of Kevin's parents show up, and just in the nick of time to see that Kevin wasn't lying about almost being murdered again. Yay! The bandits get arrested, and the ex-fiancé shows up with the prince in the middle of all the kerfuffle. And of course, Kevin's dad changes his mind and asks to get back with his ex-wife and family, obviously realizing that the two separating did absolutely nothing to help with Kevin's well-being.
And I want to come home. I mean, I understand if you need time to think about it.
Mom?
Wait a minute. Was this just a Hallmark movie with the Home Alone brand shoehorned in?
Hold on, let me try something here.
I love you.
I love you.
My God.
Music on.
Snowfall.
Self-respect off.
Well, that was a hell of a way to spend Christmas. Or St. Patrick's Day. Whichever's closest.
I've shit on this movie pretty hard. But, you know, I didn't even bring up the one thing about it that's bothered me the most. Why the fuck is it called Taking Back the House?
At what point was Kevin struggling to gain control of the house in the first place? The bad guy's plan was to kidnap a prince, not steal an entire house. Calling it Taking Back the House implies something more along the lines of Kevin being left outside, the burglars locking him out and maybe forcing him to go through their booby traps. Now that would have been an interesting fucking movie. Why is this even called Home Alone? There was always someone in the house with him who wasn't a burglar.
In conclusion, it sucked. Any final thoughts, old man?
That blasted stupid...